This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Dare to play?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foreplay Podcast. This is Bella.
This is Jase.
Today's episode is all about how to approach other couples and other people in the swinging lifestyle. Whenever we first started our lifestyle journey, we didn't even approach people for a long time. We kind of just waited around.
Years.
Yeah. We were very shy and reserved, and we just didn't know what to say. We would sit there and beat ourselves up about it. And this episode is going to give you our tips and tricks and just advice on how to not do what we did.
Yes, it's I think it's some really solid advice, and I said it's one of the things that I wish I would have incorporated earlier, because I think it's one of the things that could have made the biggest impact on our lifestyle journey, would have been doing these things differently. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it.
First thing we want to note is you do not have to approach other couples in the lifestyle to enjoy the journey. And we ourselves didn't even approach other couples regularly for the first several years that we were in the lifestyle. In the beginning, we were super reserved and usually only talked to others if they approached us first. With that being said, over the last 5 or so years, we really broke out of our shells and now do approach couples regularly and initiate conversations and friendships. Since doing this, our lifestyle journey has expanded in the most amazing ways, and we've made countless numbers of connections due to us approaching others ourselves. So while it may not be necessary to enjoy your journey, we really believe approaching others will make your lifestyle adventures that much more fun.
We will go through and we will talk about, some tips of things you can say and verbiage and stuff to approach other people. But the first tip that I got that helped me so much, that we have both practiced and we have told so many people about, if you've watched our content in the past, you might have heard me say this before, but it is to talk to the first person that you see. So let's say you're at a lifestyle event at, the club, or maybe it's a vacation. Go up and say hello to the first person you see. And you can say anything. You can give them a compliment. You can ask their name, whatever it may be. But if you talk to the first person you see, it breaks the ice immediately, and it makes you just realize it's not as difficult as you think it's going to be. So much of the time we get in our head, we get nervous, we wait, we don't want to go say hi to people, and it just gets scarier and scarier the more you wait. And so if you kind of practice this more often, just going up and saying hello to the first person, it takes those nerves away instantly and lets you move forward. I said, no matter who it is, just say hello and say something. You can also just practice this in your daily life. Let's say that you're in line at the store. You can say something to the person in front of you, just a short conversation, but just knowing that it is okay to say hello, to approach people. It's not as intimidating as you think it is. And once you practice that more and more, it gets easier and easier. But that's one of the best tips that we have ever learned, is saying hello to the first person, because that way you can't get too scared. You do it, you get the first one over with, and then it gets easier throughout the night or the rest of the event or whatever it is.
One effective way to approach other couples is having a few go-to lines ready. This helps take some of the pressure off and makes the interaction feel more natural, especially if you're feeling nervous. Starting with casual, non-invasive questions can break the ice and ease any tension. Complimenting someone on something of theirs is always a great go-to. Choosing something they have control over, like something they're wearing, rather than their physical features, typically is a safer compliment to give as well. Another example is asking something simple like, hey, we saw you guys over there and wanted to say hi, and then say your names. Where are you guys from? This can open the door to a conversation without feeling way too forward. It's a great way to get to know each other on a basic level, and then you can segue into discussing shared interests or experiences. Also asking, do you come to this club often when you're at a club, or is this your first lifestyle cruise? If you're in that environment, it can give that opportunity to bond over the event or a venue that you're at, and that can lead to a lot more conversation. Another great go-to line could be, how long have you guys been in the lifestyle? This question allows you to learn more about their experiences and can help you find common ground. It's also a low pressure way to gauge if they're open to talking about the lifestyle without jumping directly into any intimate or personal topics. Having these types of questions in your back pocket allows for a smooth, natural conversation that helps build friendships without the awkwardness of trying to come up with something to say on the spot. It's all about creating a comfortable, relaxed atmosphere where both parties feel at ease. And now that we've given a tip to break the initial nerves, as well as another tip to help with what to say, here are some tips to actually approach a couple. Timing is crucial when it comes to approaching other for people and couples in the lifestyle. One of the things we've learned is that it's generally much harder to approach a couple when they're in a group. In a group setting, there's a lot more dynamics at play, and it can feel like you're interrupting a conversation or imposing on their space. It's harder to gauge their interests, and there's less room to have that one-on-one relaxed conversation. If the couple is standing together without a group, though, it's usually a lot easier to say hello and strike up a conversation. Another helpful tip we found is approaching couples when they're standing rather than sitting. That tends to be a lot less pressuring. When people are sitting, it can sometimes feel like they're trapped, and it may be harder for someone to leave without feeling awkward. On the other hand, if they're standing, it's a lot easier for either party to exit the conversation if it's not flowing the best. This sense of freedom makes it easier to engage without the fear of making anyone feel uncomfortable, and it creates more of a relaxed atmosphere where both parties can feel in control of the interaction. If that's not possible, sitting with others is also great, but we personally prefer that initial conversation to be standing if possible, as we found it to be a lot easier overall. Reading cues is also a great skill to have when approaching people. Paying attention to both verbal and nonverbal signals can indicate how comfortable they are with the interaction. For example, if they're maintaining eye contact, smiling, and engaging in your conversation, these are usually signs that they're open and interested. But on the other hand, if they're giving short answers or avoiding eye contact, turning their body away from you, it could mean that they're not as comfortable or not as interested in continuing the conversation. And another important aspect is to watch for how they respond to your questions. If they ask questions back or share more about themselves, that's usually a good sign that they're open to your approach. But if their answers are brief or they seem to look around the room or seem like they're trying to cut the conversation short, that is a cue to step back. Just know that these reading cues doesn't mean you're forcing a connection. It's all about gauging comfort levels and ensuring that everyone feels at ease. The more you tune into these signals, the better you're going to become at determining whether to continue the conversation respectfully or just continue on with your night.
We're now going to kind of talk about how to approach a couple together. So one mistake early on in our lifestyle journey was we were kind of naive and we thought that everything was on the girls in the lifestyle. And we thought it was the girl's job to go talk to the other girl, and maybe that would create less pressure of an environment. I thought, oh, me being a guy, maybe it's going to be too forward and make somebody feel scared or whatever it is. It came from a place of trying to do the right thing, but we realized it was not the right thing. All it did was put all the pressure on Bella to go up and say hello to somebody. And then at the end of the night, if she didn't want to go say hi to somebody, she felt guilty that she didn't because she let us down in a sense, which never was the actual case. And so something really important to remember is we need to approach couples together as a couple, as a general rule. Now, yes, sometimes Bella approaches some people. Sometimes I approach people. Sometimes it's very casual. But if it's the time that we want to go up and say hello to a couple, now we go together. And we don't always have like an assigned role. It's not always Bella that says hello. It's not always that me that says hello. It always just varies. But sometimes we'll see a couple, we like, hey, we want to go talk to them. And I'll say, hey, let's go up and say hello. I'll say the first words. Or she'll do that. And we'll switch back and forth. But we go together as a couple. We're both there. And it's not pressure on either one of us to do that. It's not one of our roles. It's something we choose to do together. And that was a huge thing that made a huge impact in our lifestyle journey. So we highly recommend that if you are a couple, you're newer and you're wanting to go approach people, make sure to do it together as a couple, because even if it's unknowing and you're trying to do it in the right way, sometimes that can make a lot of pressure on the partner who's the one who's supposed to go say hello. Also, it's good to note, if one person in the couple is a lot more outgoing, it doesn't mean it always has to be their job too, because sometimes you have that one person that's a lot more outgoing, but then if they can feel that same pressure, even if it's easier for them, it can still feel like an added pressure. So just make sure that you're talking, communicating about that, making sure that both people are feeling comfortable and that you're approaching together in a way that is comfortable for both of you. And I said, everyone has their own thing. Maybe somebody does have a role and it's easier for you, but just keep in mind how the other person is feeling when you're approaching people so you both feel safe, comfortable, and it's not putting too much pressure on anybody. So I slightly also mentioned this towards the beginning of this video, but it's not waiting to approach a couple. So one other problem we had is when we were newer in the lifestyle, our plan would be, let's go sit on the couch, let's get comfortable, let's watch people for a while and just kind of talk and people watch, right? It's a fun thing to do. But what we noticed was one problem that happened was it wasn't that sitting there was bad or that we weren't going up and saying hello, but it's that we would see a couple and be like, we really want to talk to those people. I feel like maybe they look like we would be really great friends. And then we'd say, let's just wait 5 minutes and then we'll go say hello. Or let's just chill for just a little bit longer and then we'll say hello. And what we noticed is that the more you put it off, the scarier and scarier it gets. And every single time you say 5 more minutes, it gets harder to approach that couple, and it happens over and over and over again. This can happen at a lifestyle club, it can happen at a lifestyle cruise, whatever it is. But when that happens, you don't say hello, and then half the night we would see the people make other friends, and then now they're in a group, and like Bella said, it's much harder to approach people in a group. Maybe they leave with somebody else, maybe they leave early, and then you never had an opportunity to go say hello, and you never know what would have happened from that friendship. The amount of people that we never said hello to at the beginning of our lifestyle journey was an immense number of people, and who knows if those would have turned into really great friends or cool experiences or whatever it is. But it never hurts to go say hello to somebody, because let's say you see that couple, what's going to happen is one of two things. You're going to go up and you guys are going to connect and you're going to become friends and it's going to be awesome. Or you're going to talk to them and maybe you're not going to vibe, and that's totally okay because you're not going to vibe with everybody. And then when you do that, now you're going to see, oh, okay, then we didn't vibe. And now guess what? You didn't waste 2 hours of your night being scared to approach somebody, and then you approach them and you don't even get along. So it's always best just to go up and say hello at the beginning. And we also recommend this even on like a lifestyle vacation. While yes, you may have 5 different nights or 6 different nights to go say hello, it's better to make that connection day one and continue to build that friendship over time, over waiting till the last day. And it doesn't have to be something where you go up and talk for an hour or 2 hours. Sometimes it turns into that, but it can just be an introduction, just a small something. But just don't wait, because the more you wait, the more stressful it gets, the more hard it is. And so that's the other tip. Don't wait. Go say hello to anybody that you want to talk to, because it's going to be for the best regardless.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jase. If you're going on a vacation, or maybe you have a gift that you want to give your other lifestyle friends and you're looking for lifestyle clothing, we have the best apparel on the market for you. We have not only clothing, bikinis, swimsuits, we have backpacks, tumblers, cups, anything that you can name, we probably have it. You can find that at foreplay.com/shop.
Let's say you're at a party, you're going on vacation, things are moving a little bit slow. Maybe you want some conversation to flow. Maybe you want to move stuff towards play. Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's called Foreplay the Game. It is a digital and physical lifestyle icebreaker game, and you can find out all about it at foreplay.com/games. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com/games.
If you don't have a lifestyle vacation planned, a resort or a cruise planned, why not? You can join us. You can find that at foreplay.com/playcation. We have not only information about the events and trips that will be on this year, but also other options for you as well. And it doesn't cost any extra for you to book through our links, but helps us a lot, helps us continue to be able to make this type of content for you. Now back to the show.
If you happen to miss the opportunity to say hello to a couple, don't beat yourself up about it. It's completely normal to feel nervous or unsure, and sometimes the moment just doesn't feel right. Instead of dwelling on it though, use it as motivation to push yourself a little bit further next time. The more you practice approaching couples and people, the easier it gets over time. Each interaction, even if it doesn't lead to friendship or anything, it builds your confidence and helps you become more comfortable in these social settings. And then over time, you'll find starting conversations become second nature, and you'll feel more relaxed and at ease approaching others in the future. It makes it feel like less of a big deal and just part of life. And like we said at the beginning of this episode, while it's never necessary to approach others on your lifestyle journey, it definitely makes for some great memories whenever you put everything kind of in your own basket and you kind of dictate how the night goes for yourself, rather than waiting for other people to do it for you and waiting for other people to make the moves and waiting. You don't want to wait your life away. You just want to go ahead and do it and then make those memories for yourself. That's what we've learned over the last many years of being in this lifestyle journey. And if we could go back and had this at the very beginning, it definitely would have helped us not experience a lot of hiccups and a lot of friendships that could have been made or experiences that could have been had.
Yes, what Bella said is perfect. Dictate your own night. Don't let life happen to you. Make life happen for you, and take that chance, because the worst thing that's going to happen is you went up and had a conversation that didn't work out in your favor, and then so what? Now you saw the rest of the night to continue with your partner. You're there with your partner, having fun with your partner. There's no harm by doing it, and so definitely the best advice. So thank you guys so much for listening to that. Really hope that it helped, maybe give you some advice on how to approach people. Maybe it helps just let you know that, hey, you're like everybody else. Everybody gets scared, and it's okay to do that. But pushing yourself just a little bit, it's going to end up enhancing your experience, because everyone is like that, right? Like, you're sitting there and you're like, well, no one's talking to me because they're scared too. We're all scared. And so just take the reins and, do it yourself, and really take that advice of just trying it, because I promise it will make it so much better. But thank you guys so much for listening to that, and we'll go ahead and jump into Bella and Jase's
Weekly Obsession. We should do it to a song.
Okay, what song?
I just want to say my weekly obsession. I just want to say my weekly obsession.
Okay. I'll do it together. Okay, ready? 1, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I just want to say my weekly obsession. I just want to say my weekly obsession.
All right, well, I'll go first, because that song that you did is my weekly obsession, is one of them. That song that we did that in the tune-up was Bluest Flame by Selena Gomez.
We did a horrible job to that.
We did. Listen to the real song. I thought this was a Charlie XCX song when I first heard it.
Yeah.
And I guess Charlie did help write it, help produce it. She has background on vocals on it. So if you're a Charlie XCX fan, like me, like Bella, I would listen to Bluest Flame by Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco put a whole album together, and it's good. I like a lot of it. There's also a song with Gracie Abrams that I do not remember the name of off the top of my head, but
Call
also
me when you break up.
that one. Do it again. But do it weekly obsessions in that.
These are my weekly obsession.
But that is my song that I've been obsessed with, and Bella also been obsessed with that song, so it is pretty good. The other obsession that I have is a movie that we went to see. It is called Death of a Unicorn. It stars...
Those are literally two of my obsessions.
I gave you the other obsession that was one of ours. We've had a... Okay, people, the truth is...
Same obsessions.
I'm going to be transparent with you right now. Sometimes we will have a conversation, and during the week I'll be like, oh my god, my weekly obsession is this. I'm so obsessed with it. And Bella goes, that was going to be my weekly obsession. And then we'll talk, and we'll say something else, well, this is mine. She goes, well, that would have been mine. And so sometimes we will split the obsessions. And so
a lot of this, we have the same obsessions.
We do have the same obsession. Yeah. And so sometimes we will split an obsession, because one of Bella's obsession that I know she's going to talk about is also one of my obsessions. So you get that one, I'll take this one.
Okay.
So this...
We can share.
We're
good at that.
We're good at sharing. This movie is called Death of a Unicorn.
It's so good.
It stars Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd, Will Poulter, I believe is his last name, a couple other people, and... I'm not going to give too much of it away, because I knew nothing about it going in, and I think that's the kind of movie that it's best for, is knowing nothing about it. But it is just so funny. If you kind of Eat the Rich movies in a sense, the Triangle of Sadness, movies like that, I think that you will enjoy this. But it's also very lighthearted, so even if those aren't your movies, it's funny. It's really fucking funny, and it's just so good. I loved it. I walked out. I gave it a 5 stars out of 5 stars. It does not happen that often. And
I too gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say, it's not my favorite movie. There's better movies than it. But I really loved it. It's one of my favorite movies I've seen this year so far. I think I've only given 2 or 3 5 stars in 2025 so far, and that is one of them. And so...
What other movies you give 5 and 25?
Companion.
Oh, I didn't know you gave that
well, maybe not. It's close to it anyway. I really loved this movie, and so Death of a Unicorn, yeah, you should go watch it.
It's so good.
What about you?
It is interesting.
Yeah.
If you're not an artsy kind of person, I don't know if you'll love it.
Yeah, then grow up.
But...
I'm just kidding. It's not for, I will say, it's not for everybody. I think it is, it's our type of movie, but there's definitely, I think, a lot of people that would not like it.
Yeah.
But if you like the kind of movies that we described, I do think that you would like it.
My weekly obsessions are, I bet this is the one that you're going to like, or this is the one that you also think is, this is the one that is also your weekly obsession. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's this new song by Chappell Roan, and
Yep.
it's called The Giver.
Yep.
It's so good. We learned the dance to it, so now every time it plays in the car,
I love how you say every time it plays in the car when we're the ones who select music. It's not like it's the radio. Every time that you play it in the car.
Every time the song is playing, it as in the song. Every time that song plays in the car.
Okay, because I was like, most of the time I feel like I'm just like, hey, can we listen to it? Or you just play it. And so it almost sounds to me like whenever you listen to the radio and it just came on and we did the dance.
No. That's what I'm
I was
saying.
Like, we put it on.
We
choose it regularly.
Every time we play it in the car, we're dancing to it. I mean, sometimes it'll play. Just on a shuffle.
Sometimes, but more often than not, it's because I ask for it or you play it.
We also have a sticker on our car now, and it says, "Sorry for swerving. I was doing the hot to go dance," which is pretty funny.
I've never had a bumper sticker on my car ever. We just went ahead and went for it, and it makes me happy every time I see the back of the car. So I hope other people that drive past our car also smile. I'll never know if they do.
And
but I hope
we're
they
not
do.
actually swerving. Hopefully
No,
I don't need to
we're
make
not.
that disclaimer.
We're not actually swerving.
Yeah, we're not
it's
actually,
just funny.
Yeah.
I'm a good driver.
You only do part of the hot to go dance.
Yeah, I
with
do with the one hand.
Yeah, unless we're at a red light.
Yeah, at a red light, I'll do the whole dance.
My other obsession is ice cream sandwiches. And I'm not talking about like any fancy ones or like what are those really like fancy ice cream? I'm talking about the bare bones like oh my god, it's always hard for me to say this word, Neapolitan with the
What did you used to think it was for the audience out there?
Whenever we first started dating, Jase had me over at his house and we were eating ice cream, and it was one of those big tubs that had chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love Neapolitan ice cream. And I mean, we had to have been 16 years old.
Probably
Like, I went
16, yeah.
16 years of my life thinking it was Neapolitan, not Neapolitan. But it's Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches that I just am obsessed with right now.
You like
They're
the
so
Walmart ones,
good.
the Great Value Walmart
Yeah,
ones
great
specifically.
value. I mean, I guess I really haven't tried other ones.
But those are the ones you're like.
I-
Bella does this thing where I think
Oh,
I think
I
we
eat it
all
weird.
do it. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. But like, I think that like we'll find one brand of something that we love and just stick to it. Like I won't buy another brand. Like birthday cake ice cream. You like the Target birthday cake ice cream.
True.
And so we
It
will
is the
go
best.
to Target to get it. Like I won't buy it. I won't buy another one because I know I love that one. So you're like, well, maybe I love other ones. I don't see you buying any other ones besides the Great Value one because that is the one that you like. And so you're like, why would I try a new one? Which I do the same thing. So you're like, well, I haven't tried other ones. I don't think you're gonna try other ones.
That's true. But I mean, if it's available, I would eat it. But I feel like it's not usually an option at most places or things. Like, it's been,
Well, it's not most people's choices.
it's so good. I will explain how I eat it because it is pretty unhinged, I think. So I lick the sides all the way. So I unwrap it. I lick all the way around the sides. And then I start eating just one side of the wafer. And so then I eat all of the wafer, and then I finish eating the ice cream, and then I'm left with another wafer. Sometimes it's like half, so I don't have like a whole long rectangular wafer. It's like a square of a wafer, but that's my favorite way to eat it. Kind of, I guess that's like kind of how do you eat a Oreo? Do you just eat
I
it?
just bite it.
Not me. I like to open it and then I eat all of the insides of the Oreo, and then I'll eat one wafer and then the other wafer.
I'm not here
So
to judge.
similar.
You listen, we don't judge.
Yeah,
I
we
just
don't-
take a bite of it and I take the next bite after that.
I think that's unhinged. Did you ever? It's not unhinged.
calling
It's
me
normal.
unhinged?
It's normal. That is
Okay.
normal. But
That's
did
rich
You,
coming from you.
do you used to put it in milk? Did you dunk it?
I mean, I have at points in my life, but I wasn't like a regular dunker.
I used to dunk them, and now I'm like looking back, and I'm like, it makes it less cookie,
Yeah, because it
Like, 'cause
dissolves,
you
but
don't-
then you can drink the milk at the end.
but it doesn't taste like Oreo milk.
It's not
It
like
just
cereal
kinda-
milk. Yeah, it's not as good. I have a funny story to tell you that I don't know if you know, Heaven. So we were recently back in Oklahoma visiting family, and at the time that this comes out will probably be actually around both the time of our birthdays. Our birthdays are 6 days apart in April. And I was at Walmart with my mom, and my mom was like, what dessert does Bella want for, like, does she like want a specific dessert? Because, we're doing a little thing for both of our birthdays. And I was like, she just wants ice cream sandwiches. And she was like, these? Like this ones? She's like, that's it? That's like, she's like, these are just like, that's it? She's like, there's so many choices here. She's like, we can get other things. I'm like, no, that literally is all she wants. And I called you, and I was like, do you want like also some like an Oreo ice cream cake to celebrate your birthday, or do you want we can go to Target, get you the ice cream from the birthday cake? And she's like, nope, just want ice cream sandwiches. And my mom was like, okay, well if that's what she wants, that's what we'll get her. But okay.
That's funny.
So-
I love ice cream sandwiches.
Anyway.
I don't always. It's just like that's what I'm in the mood for right now.
Yeah, it'll change at some point. But there you go. That's our weekly obsessions, and that was the podcast. So thank you guys so much for listening to that. We really appreciate it. We'll go ahead and hit you guys with the outro. Bye.
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below and on our website, fourplay.com. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we make videos and vlogs about the swinging lifestyle. Head to foreplay.com/YouTube to watch and subscribe. We have the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined called Foreplay the Game that's both digital and physical. It's perfect for breaking the ice and spicing up any party. You can find more information at foreplay.com/games. We also have the best swinger lifestyle, kinky, and adult humor clothing and accessories that you can find at foreplay.com/shop. If you're looking to plan a lifestyle destination, booking through our links at foreplay.com/travel really helps support the show and helps us be able to continue to create this type of content for you. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and more. You can find all our current social media accounts at foreplay.com/socials, and I have an OnlyFans which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP. We also have a Facebook group and Discord community and would love for you to join us. You can find the direct links in the show notes below. Lastly, we're on STC and Cassidy at Foreplay, and you can get a free full membership trial by using our link. You can email us at hello@foreplay.com with any questions or comments, or head to foreplay.com/ask. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!